Hey everybody, we're in day 132 in our Bible reading plan, Judges 16 through 18 and Psalm 131. And the saga of the people of Israel continues in the book of Judges. It's sad to me from beginning to end. The more you read, the sadder it is. And today's big idea, let me just give it to you now, is that what we love the most has more power over our actions and our futures than we think or imagine. I'm not sure Samson understood that what he would love the most would destroy him, but it became evident in chapter 16, verse 4. We're told that after this, he loved a woman named Delilah. Now, his life was a pattern from the get-go. We see in chapter 14 where he starts putting his eyes, he looks at something, he loves it more than anything, or loves her more than anything, and that pattern continues. And every time he loves a woman more than anything, she brings him to his some form of tragedy. And then here now, this is going to be the biggest tragedy of all. Delilah seduces him. I don't think she ever even liked him, but she liked the money, so her love was the money. And because of that, she manages after multiple attempts. And it's so sad because every attempt he gets closer to what is the secret of his strength. Although even in that he misses that it wasn't just the hair that was the secret of his strength, it was the Lord. In fact, at the end, when she finally gives up, when he finally gives up what it was, that gave him the strength, or that he thought, it says that the Spirit of God left Samson. And so again, a reminder that it wasn't his hair that was the source of his power, but the Lord. And so he ends up blind and doing just absolute nothing work and humiliated, and just sad end of his life. But it's not quite the end, because he has a turn of heart. And up until that point, every time he refers to God, he refers to him by the name Elohim, which is the less personal way. And in the final verses of chapter 16, he calls God Yahweh, and he asks him to one last time help him to fulfill his purpose. His hair, one of the most grace-filled sentences in the book of Judges is chapter 16, verse 22. It says, "But the hair of his head began to grow again after it had been shaved." And isn't that how grace works? Every morning, new grace, new mercies. And sure enough, in the final moments of his life, he accomplishes his purpose, but dies in it. And compare the sacrifice of Samson in Judges to the sacrifice of Jesus. Both end up saving the people, but in the case of Samson, just a few people. In the sake of Jesus, everybody. In the sake of Samson, a sinful man who ends up dying, and then in the case of Christ, a perfect man. It's still a very sad story, and a reminder that we need a savior. Chapter 17 and 18, even sadder. We've got Micah, who loves himself. We've got Jonathan the priest, who also loves himself. Then we've got the people of Dan trying to hunt down a town for themselves, and they come upon the Sidonians. That's in my home country. They are a quiet and unsuspecting people, lacking in nothing, and that becomes their demise. They love comfort, and we see how when everybody's doing what is right in their own eyes, it is a mess. The people of Israel are a mess. Micah brings the man Jonathan to be his own priest, and then the tribe of Dan brings him, and he comes with them. And reading it is like watching a train wreck. And the saddest part, it's just the beginning of the downhill pattern of the people of Israel. And so how grievous to know that. And so the question today is, what do you love the most? Who has your heart? And if you love God, then nothing will stand in the way of obeying him. And if you don't, would you ask him for a heart that loves him more than anything? That is why God says the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. And so do you love God? I hope that you do. Love you guys.